Kurt Busch having a very competitive night, but ending up with 2 trashed race cars, one in practice and one in the race. And boy, it's a junkyard down there in the garage area.
But you know what, Mike? Crew members will work themselves to death to give you a good car when you put on a show like Kurt did. When they know they're getting a result for their hard work, they will stand by you all the way to the bitter end.
Up to 3 attempts at a green-white checker is what we're facing here in Daytona to conclude the Budweiser shootout. A.J. Allmendinger's car, after a long pit stop, getting back out on track with some crash damage. Jimmy Johnson okay. Looks like he has climbed from the car that he wanted fixed to get back out there and try it again. Tony Stewart and shootout rookie Marcus Ambrose lead. Clint Boyer was a couple laps down. Got a couple lucky dogs. He's back up on the lead lap. Brad Keselowski, Juan Pablo Montoya with Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, A.J. Allmendinger. Those are the cars on the lead lap. Jeff Burton is 1 down. Casey Kane is 3 down as we get set to go back to green for a green-white checker finish.
Kyle Busch is still running, and he's been in 2 really serious wrecks. I mean, could have been. You know, don't count him out. I mean, this could be, he could drive right up to the front.
Green flag. Stewart brings him across the line. Ambrose getting a big push from Keselowski.
Both rows are 5 drivers pushing each other. Now you don't worry about that water temperature gauge.
No, she's cooled down and good to go. The 11 car down below the yellow line there, but he didn't advance his position.
But Boyer could not stay with Tony Stewart, and that's cost Tony the lead. The Tasmanian Devil, Marcus Ambrose, 2-time champion of the Australian V8 Supercar Series and Watkins Glen winner last year. He's got a shot to win the Bud Shootout.
Yeah, he's got Brad Keselowski in that 2 car pushing him. Ryan Newman in the 39 was pushing those 2 till they got about halfway down the back straightaway.
Kyle Busch's car is dragging the track, fenders flying.
But look at the run that him and Tony Stewart's got, Darrell.
Here they come.
White flag. 1 lap to go, and Busch pushes Stewart to the lead. Ambrose tucks in 3rd.
That 18 car has got to be a mess.
Now, what do you do?
But that man wheeling it, he don't care. And this is where you see your 2-car tandem right here.
Remember, he'll try to beat you when he gets over here.
You know who that was? That's Steve Addington.
Who used to be Kyle's crew chief and is now Tony's crew chief.
He will try to beat you.
1 mile to the finish line of the Budweiser shootout. Tony Stewart or Kyle Busch, who's going to win it?
I don't know if Kyle's got it. Remember what happened the last time these 2 were coming to a start-finish line back in the July race?
Smoke versus Wild Thing to the line.
He got him! He got him!
Wild Thing wins!
He got him! I ain't believing it.
He timed it absolutely perfect.
I ain't believing it.
So that's 3 times tonight he's done the wildest piece of driving I've ever seen. That kid is such a wheelman.
And people wonder why we get so excited about when he races and when he does what he does. There's nobody that can do what he does.
By 1/100th of a second, Kyle Busch is the champion of the Budweiser shootout.
Look at his race car. It is destroyed.
Larry, it was dragging the ground, sparks flying out from under it, and he timed that beautifully.
There it is on Fox Extreme slow motion. Kyle Busch for Joe Gibbs Racing, the winner.
That was pretty unbelievable.
Look at this last lap. Now, in the old style of tandem racing, the pusher could not be the trophy holder. Not tonight.
That was a thing of beauty. He timed that to perfection. Jumped out there, got the side draft, and went right by Tony Stewart.
Closest finish in the history of the Budweiser shootout. And Kyle, in his 6th start in this all-star tilt. Picks up the checkered flag for the first time.
Nose all caved in.
and that was a backup car that had no laps prior to the green flag being flown.
Flat out, half turned over.
That's it.
And going to victory circle.
That's just some kind of crazy right there.
Fifth shootout win for Joe Gibbs Racing.
I'd burn that thing down if it was me. I mean, why not?
That is the first shootout win for a Toyota. And Kyle Busch is burning down the house, and what a wild night he has had.
Watch this. Just watch this. I'm wrecked. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Don't save it.
Slip, slide, and save.
Look at those hands in there. I mean, you gotta, folks, you gotta respect the man. That is amazing.
And then off the front bumper of Jeff Gordon. Busch to the apron, straightens it up, slides it around, and then grabs hold of it once again. And you hear those cheers in the background? In one of the biggest turnarounds that we've seen here at Daytona, Kyle Busch earlier tonight was introduced to a chorus of boos. He climbs from the car, stands on the windowsill to a chorus of cheers from the crowd. How about that? Promotional consideration provided by Well, he's gaining in the fan department, and after that display of driving tonight, I'm not the least bit surprised. Let's go to victory lane.
Winning your first Budweiser shootout, y'all want it to be memorable. Could that race be any more crazy for you?
Oh, man. I don't know how many times I spun out, but I didn't spin out, you know. Amazing race. I can't say enough about all these guys. This M&M's Camry was fast, and it's fun to drive when I wasn't getting turned around, but, you know, it's a tough race, but a fun race. Glad to see the pack back like that and making it interesting for us drivers. Hopefully it was great for the fans as much as it was for us drivers. And, again, first race back in the M&M's car. We're in victory lane, so that's pretty cool. Can't say enough about Interstate Batteries, Toyota, the Sprint Cup Series, thanks Sprint, and Monster Energy, thanks for giving me my boost.
Work me through the approach and the move on Stewart for the win.
Well, somebody was in front of me. The 39 and the somebody, and they got hooked up and went, and I'm like, okay, well, I was trying to stay with the 39, but I pulled low and got in behind Stewart and just wing mowed right up through there. He had a fast car and took us by those guys around the outside, and I'm like, it's a two-guy race right now, and it's going to be either me or him coming to the start-finish line out of turn 4. And I've seen the move done before. It was my turn to do it this time. Stewart had me the last time here in July a couple of years ago, so glad it was the M&M's car and putting it here in victory lane. Can't say enough about electric sunglasses, all the folks there. So everybody on this car, Double Mint, Snickers, all the fine folks at M&M's.
He scores a win in February. Let's go to Chris Devoda standing by with the guy he just beat.
Yeah, Matt, Tony came on the radio and said, guys, I just don't know what I could have done. Well, now you have a week to formulate a plan. Can you figure it out?
Yeah, it can be done. It's just I got part of it. I just didn't get all of what I needed to do there at the end. But still, considering where this car was yesterday, I'm really proud of Steve Addington and Tony Gibson, Greg Zippadelli. All three teams at Stewart-Haas Racing just did an awesome job to get this Mobile One Office Depot Chevy back together. So, and they even let me work on it with them, which is it's kind of scary, the thought of it, but it was cool to be there with those guys, and it kind of sucked to screw it up yesterday, but really proud of how good a job they did to give us a car that was that good at the end.
It's a good run, champ. Thanks.
Thanks, Krista. Kyle Busch pulls the old Daytona slingshot off turn number 4 and goes to victory lane.
Well, I said you have to respect Kyle Busch, and I mean that in the right kind of way. Respect is earned. In my book, he earned a little bit tonight.
We had the pleasure of sitting with Kyle Busch yesterday, and it was apparent to us